Court, would you do me a favor and turn off that heater? All right, everybody, we're going to be starting in 2 minutes. We're going to be starting in 2 minutes. Just doing a quick sound check. Can you guys hear me? Sound check, sound check, sound check. Can you hear me, hear me, hear me? I heard somebody say yes. Hi, Mayfield. Thank you. Thank you for that. We're going to be starting in about 1 minute, so we're good to go. You guys can see my screen, right? It should be the slides. Can you guys see the screen? Can you see it? Let me check on my end. Okay, you guys can see it. All right, awesome. All right, thank you, Mark. All right, well, so I cannot remember who asked to learn about ETFs, but I'm glad they did because it was really interesting. I haven't done ETFs in a while. So when we first started, I had done some ETFs. So some of you guys that have been with me for a while know that we've done some ETFs before. So this is good that we're getting back to it. And so I'm just going to go through. We're going to talk about it. And I got some kind of cool stuff. I got some cool stuff coming. So I'm excited about it. So let's just jump right in and let's get started. So the first thing is, you guys know this, but I wanted to put it in there, and forgive me for my hanging E. I didn't notice that until now. But a lot of traders really are going for the get rich quick. They're trying to, and you guys know this because you're in our community, but I like to hit it over and over again, but they don't use a system. They're hitting volatile stocks, which we're going to do. They rely on predictions. They take undefined risk, but there's something under the surface. There's a reason why they're doing what they're doing, and it's because they're trying to go too fast. They're trying to skip ahead. And so because of that, they're trying to take shortcuts. And if you try to take a shortcut, it's going to end up poorly for you. Okay? And so we want to make sure that we're not like that, right? We don't want to be like that. We want to be using a system. And somebody sent me a comment, but I can't find it because it's on another screen. Come on, where'd it go? Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll have to go back to it. Yeah, so we don't want to be the people that fail, right? Obviously. And the reason is, okay, yeah, so Mayfield said TNA is a good one. We'll look at that. Thank you for commenting. I'm finally back to the comments. But anyways, the point is this. We don't want to skip steps. Look, it's not that long. It's not that long. I said something the other day, and I said accumulation phase, and someone said, yeah, that's basically the same thing as being patient, right? Patience will be rewarded, and it's not that long. Most people really want it instantly, and maybe it's, somebody said it was the microwave generation. Maybe it was the invention of the microwave, and it's ruined us because we want it hot, we want it fast, and we want it now, right? We got fast food, we got microwave, we got social media, instant dopamine hit. If I have to wait 2 years to become successful, it's not worth it, right? I need to find the secret sauce. I'm actually going to create a new service tomorrow. I'm going to cancel out Freedom Income, and we're starting a new service that's going to be called Microwave Trades. Hot, fresh, fast, and right now. Instant wealth tomorrow. Okay, just kidding. But, we don't want to be like that. All right, you guys get the point. I'm not going to keep hammering that. But let's talk a little bit about an ETF. ETF is a basket of stocks, sort of. It's not always a basket, but and sometimes it's an exchange traded fund. It holds multiple underlying stocks in one convenient asset. We have some other ones that we're going to talk about that are like, let's just use an example, TSLL, right? We're going to look at TSLL today. TSLL is just Tesla. But it's not just Tesla because it's holding a lot of different positions of Tesla, options versions of Tesla, covered calls versions of Tesla. What they do is a lot like what we do in the fact that there's cash in the ETF. They're selling puts, they're selling calls, and they're creating income off of these. And so when you're doing an ETF, you can dive in and find out exactly what they're doing by looking at and studying it. But we can understand that an ETF, it could be a basket of stocks like the QQQ. It's the top 500 or the top 100. The SPY is the top 500. But it does trade like a stock, which is really cool because there's no difference in the fact that on how you trade it, and you get the benefits, right? The benefits of self-selection, of picking the best companies. So ETFs are a great way to do it, absolutely. And so ETFs are actually perfect for CSP income, absolutely perfect for what we do. And this is a good thing, right? Because we can create weekly cash flow. We can use ETFs. We can make it happen in a very systematic method. I would say there is some lower gap risk, but that's not totally, there's always going to be gap risk. So it's a little, I wouldn't pay much attention to that. More predictive trends, that is very true. And it's really ideal for selling premium. And one of the biggest benefits here is that it gives people an opportunity to trade some high costing stocks at a lower price, right? And we're going to talk about that because there's QQQ, but then there's other ones that are even lower in cost. So a big advantage is that it gives people with not larger accounts to trade these larger stocks like TSLL for Tesla, for example. Okay, NVDL for NVIDIA. I made a good amount of cash flow on those. And these are great for selling premium consistently. Very good for premium, consistent premium, right? And we want to be consistent. We want to make cash flow week in and week out. That's what we do, okay? And so you guys are all experts here. You know what a cash secured put is, but you sell a put option. a contract to another trader. And I say you're all experts, but really could be some new people or some people just getting started. So maybe you're not all experts, but I know many of you guys are experts. We collect upfront premium, which means the cash is deposited into our account immediate, and we agree to buy the ETF at a lower predetermined price if it's assigned. So it's very simple strategy. And I always like to say, when you win, or when you lose, you win. It is going to require some patience when you get assigned, because you want to unload that stock, but you can still make money when you're holding the stock, right? So it's cash secured puts on ETFs are great, right? So now, how do we generate weekly income? Number one is we select and choose a strong trending ETF. So we're going to look at that here in a minute, and you guys can give me some of your examples too. Number two is we sell an out-of-the-money put. Number three is we collect premium instantly. And then number four is we're going to do 1% return a week. Or we're going to wait, let time decay, number four. And then number five, we close at an early target. I like to do 50%, and our target is 1% a week, right? And you know what? It's just straightforward. It's a step-by-step process. It's simple. And, I was chatting in our community this morning. Somebody's like, I want to do 0 DTE and I want to make trade every day. And I'm like, look, I'm not into that. And if you want to be into it, it's fine. But I'm into following a system because I have other things that I want to do. I don't want to just sit and watch charts all day and trade all day. I want to do one trade a week, make my money, and get out. Get in and get out. Now, you might be saying, well, what if we traded every day? Well, you know what? I'll be honest. You're more likely to lose. You're more likely to make a mistake. You're more likely to try to skip steps and do something that could hinder your success, right? We want to be consistent. We don't want to crash out. We don't want to skip steps. And I'm not saying that because some of these guys like to just hear the sound of their own voice, and they say it because they're on a power trip or an ego, whatever. I'm only saying this because I've seen, it's not like I haven't been doing this for a long time. It's not like I haven't made all the mistakes that I'm telling everybody else about, right? I have looked like a fool so many times and made so many mistakes that I'm okay with beating the same drum over and over again. And you guys, if you don't like it, that's okay. But I don't really care because I'm only telling you this because I'm trying to generate successful traders, right? I'm just hitting the same message over and over again. Even when I'm doing an ETF training or whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm going to be talking the same thing. But again, the time decay is a big advantage to this. That's why, when we take some of these systems are really good, but when we do the weekly, towards the end of the week, man, that thing really starts decaying fast. And so you'll see it actually happen. Another big advantage is if it's flat or sideways, you make money. Up and down, and even on a quick little spike, you make money. Number three is you get to keep 100% of the premium. Either way, you profit if up, you profit if flat, but you also profit if you're down, right? Because you always keep the premium no matter what. That's why I love this. It has a defined entry. You know what your price is. You know what you're getting. And so that's excellent. Okay. So if the price drops, you buy the ETF at a discount. If the strike price you choose, keeping the premium. Now, this is just a great way to collect cash. It's an absolute great way to collect cash. So, all right. Now, we're stacking probabilities, not predictions. And I'm adjusting the training and the strategy all the time. And by the way, I'm not ever going to say that I've learned everything or that I know everything, but I will say this. I have a community because I'm trying to help people, but at the same time, I'm trying to help you guys, and I want you guys to help me. So if you come up with some tricks or tips or something that really helps, share it with us. It helps me. It helps everyone. We got a bunch of strong people in our group. So we have the SPY, we've got the QQQ, the IWM, and the DIA. These are the number one ETFs. SPY, I think, is probably the number one traded. Maybe QQQ. I don't know which one's bigger, but they're both massive. IWM, DIA are also very massive. These are great. They're a little on the pricey side, so you have to have some money to trade a cash secure put of these. And I do, if you guys know, I have the profit stacking blueprint, which has not been performing great right now, but I am looking for that to change here soon. But I'm looking big picture, because a small little dip like this doesn't bother me much. If it bothers you guys, just don't trade it. We've got other things we can do. We can focus on the cash secured puts. But we can trade CSPs on these. Like I said, we could do debit spreads or credit spreads. I personally do the debit spread, right? I don't do many credit spreads, not right now. That may change, especially if you guys share some stuff with me. Some other ones that you can use for high premium is we have the semiconductors ETF. We have SOXL, which is the leveraged semiconductors. And then we have XLK, which is the tech, right? And again, why trade these? Higher volatility, higher premium. And they do have a little bit more risk and a larger price than the core ETFs, and so you have to adjust your position size, okay? Then we have leveraged ETFs for income, TSLL. This is a leveraged 1.5, very cool. NVDL, 2X long. And then TQQQ, which is a ProShares Ultra QQQ. We're going to look at all of these, right? Significantly more premium, faster price movements, and requires discipline. So we're going to look at these, but I'm just kind of giving you the baseline here. This is what I think one of the members was really trying to get at. So again, this setup, you can do 5 to 15 days to expiration. We can also do 45 days. You don't have to. You want to do out of the money strike, 70 to 85% of the profit, strong trend ETFs, and no major market risk, something that we really want to be focused on, right? So look at the QQQ. If price stays above the QQQ, you sell a put at 440. The option, if the current price is 450, the option, that's a $10 safety net. If it stays above, you get to keep 100%. If you're assigned, you buy QQQ. And again, who doesn't want to buy QQQ? That thing is awesome, right? If you have the money to do this, you could just do this. Now, it's a little bit expensive. You know, $440 is not cheap. It's $44,000. But, you know, if you have good money, you just roll this over and over again, right? So, yeah, this is great. Okay. Yeah, I'll handle that question here in a minute. So that's a great question. So you are actually reading the slide's mind by asking that question. You were reading my mind. So how do we exit trades? Well, you close at a 25 to 50% profit of the max premium collected. Don't hold to expiration. It reduces gamma risk, and manage trend early if the trend breaks. So here's why I close early. Exiting early is actually awesome. I don't care if you're exiting at 10%. The thing is, when you exit early, you can redeploy that cash flow and get the flow rolling and rolling and rolling, and you build your snowball machine. So I just do it at 25. I actually do it at 50. You can do 25, but it increases your win rate, number one. Number two is it increases the speed of execution. So let's just look at this. So if your probability, if you're trading at an 80%, well, you close it at 25% probability. The 80% is calculated for the full expiration. for the full 45 days, for the full 2 weeks, that's 80%. But if you take a 25% target, you just bumped your win rate to 95% statistically. That's why we do that. Number two, yes, you're not getting the full profit, but if you can get 25% 4 times, you are making the same amount. And if you're doing like a longer term, a 45 day, you could do a 25% maybe in 2 days, and then in another 2 days, and then you could maybe fit 10 trades in at 25% instead of just 4 at 50, or at 4 at the full amount, right? So you're getting a speed, you're getting velocity, you're getting a higher velocity of premium, and you're getting a higher win rate, right? So that's why this is good. So I think that probably answered your question before you even, and I already had it planned. So the rules that protect you. So capital requirement, only trade puts on ETFs you can afford. If you own 100 shares of it, obviously we're really big on making sure we always have cash. We want to always have cash. Never allocate your entire account on a single trade. Spread out the risk. Avoid over trading. If the setups aren't there, don't force it. We're system traders, not those crash and burn guys. I'm going to start a new group called Microwave Traders, and you guys can go join that one too. Now, I'm going to have 2 groups. For the serious people, we're going to stay over here, and then I'm going to get somebody to host the microwave group. I'll probably make more money over there because everybody wants to join the microwave group, but those guys won't have money for long. You guys like that idea, microwave trades? All right. So I already showed you guys this slide. Identify the trade, choose the ETF, sell the cash secure, collect the premium, repeat it weekly. It's a process, not a trade. I don't want you thinking in terms of trades. Okay, so what not to do: chase runaway trades, sell the strikes too close. And you know what? This, again, as your experience grows, you can do this. Because what if sometimes people will even trade them right at the money if you're trying to time the trade, or maybe you just want to own the stock and you want to get paid to own it, right? Like, let's say you're really ready to own this stock right away. Man, if you want to buy this thing, just sell the put on it right at the money. Get a full premium. You don't trade random stuff, and you don't ignore the risk and the position sizing, right? This is stuff we all know, but I'm putting it in here. This is my quote. You don't need big wins. You need consistent wins. You don't need complexity. You need repetition. That's why we take our profit early. This is how you replace your income. That's a good slide. It's a good slide. That's how we do it. It's how we roll. Okay. So here's some trades we could be looking at. You could maybe save this, put it on your dashboard. We got SMH, SOXL, XLK. We'll look at some of these, the core setups and risk rules, right? And then last one I wanted to just mention, guys, what do you think? We don't have a lot of people in here, but any feedback? What do you guys think about an ETF scanner alongside my stock scanner? That would instantly find the strongest ETF trends, auto-calculate the CSP, and saves hours of manual chart checking. If you guys think that I should develop that, let me know. It's already on my list of things to do, but I wanted to make sure that you guys thought it was a good idea. Even if you don't think it's a good idea, I'm still going to do it. Just because for me, I want it. Like, I want to see the top CSPs, but I also want to see the top ETFs. But you guys like that idea. Okay. With that being said, no one's responding, so it must be the worst idea I ever had, right along with microwave trades. But let's go ahead and look at the charts. Let's look at TSLL. All right, so right off the bat, I wouldn't trade this because why? Because we're under the 200. We got a nice little down trend line right here. You know, you can see we're trending down, but once that thing pops back up, this is a great one. Alan says a great idea. David says it's a great idea. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I will do my best to get that out there soon. I hope you guys love the new updates on our CSP scanner, because now we have earnings. Now you know, it's a good, I put a lot of work into it. It's pretty good. But yeah, once this one pops up, but let's take a look at the, once this pops out, I'm into this. But let's look at the premium on this. Okay. Jensen likes it. Good. Excellent. All right, so we're going to look at TSLL. Let's look at 45 days. Now remember, this is trading at 14, and if we look at the chart, it hasn't really gone anywhere. I haven't traded this one in a while. I was trading it back in here, but I could have been trading it even as it was moving down, but I haven't. But let's look at the premiums on it. So right here, we're looking at $1 on 13, right? So we click a sell on this. We get mid is a 129. So if we do the calculations here, we got $1,300 times 0.05, right? $65. Okay, so that's actually, so 1,300 times 0.08. So we're looking at, oh, it might even be 10. It's about 10% because 130 is 10%. So we're looking for 1% a week. This is a 10% trade, right? So that's a good example. You guys can't see my chart? Oh no. Oh no. It should be showing. The chart should be showing. Anyone else cannot see it, or is it just Alan? I go back and forth between the chart and the trade dashboard. All right, but anyways, good. Okay, I'm getting a ton of feedback. I love it. Good. Excellent, guys. Excellent. So I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do some research on it today, and we'll see how long it'll take. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for that. Yeah. Everything's getting better. It just takes longer. It's like trading. It takes longer to build what I want to build. Okay, so let's look at SOXL. Okay, SOXL. So SOXL is a 3X. Right? It's a 3X. This one would work. It's a 3X leveraged. So that's big. But this is a bit, you're on your iPhone. Oh, you can see it. Okay, I don't know. I wish I could be with everyone at all times. Then I could know what's happening. Omnipresent. I need to be omnipresent. Oh man, I'm crazy. Okay, anyways, SOXL is a good one. Let's look at it. 45 days out, we've got a $5,500 investment to sell. Let's just do 50. This is actually really good premium, right? Look at this. $6 on a $5,000 investment. What is that telling you? That's telling you that it's over 10%. This is a great, okay, we do need this dashboard because this is over 10% ROI on cash return. And then if we go by the annual return, it's even better. So yeah, we have to get this dashboard. We have to. Okay. What was the other question here? So Mayfield was saying TNA. Let's look at that. Small cap. A small cap bull ETF trading at 46. Let's see the premiums. It's pretty good. Pretty good premium. Right here, 80% probability here is 50%. Let's look at the chart on it. Okay, TNA is moving down a little bit. It's testing this, but you know what? It's really trending along with the market. I mean, let's look at the QQQ. It's QQQ's flat. Nice little bounce today. Good. Hopefully we can respect this 200. That would be really big for my current trades. So that would be great. But anyways, yeah, it's really following the market. So this one is a lot like trading the SPY. And so it's got good premium. And let's compare the premium on it. You know, this is close to 10%. You know, we're getting $4. So that's $4 is about a 10% ROI, 44. Let's look at QQQ just to kind of compare. QQQ. See, the ROI is much better, right? ROI QQQ here is, you know, 600 is the price, so that's 60,000, and you're only going to get 150 on this, or is that 1,500? Let's do one just to see. So you're making 1,500 on a $58,000, putting up $58,000. So yeah, it's not nearly as good, right? Let's do the calculator just to make sure. You got 58,000. It would be 10% times 0.1 is 58.5. Yeah, not even close. So it's way higher ROI, way higher ROI. And the risk is not really any greater. I mean, you know, that's what Jensen was asking. Is there any greater risk? Well, the answer is a little bit, because the ETF is not as safe as maybe the QQQ because it's leveraged. But, I mean, let's look at the chart on this one. It does trade along with the market, right? And it's not like it's new. Look, $18 all the way up to 60. Really, it's been going along. I don't know how old this thing is. Let's look at a longer time frame. It's been around for a long time. And it even pays dividends. So that's pretty good. So it trades in line with the market. It's really not that, there's really not any additional risk that I can see. Perhaps the additional risk is if the ETF fails, then that would be risky, obviously. But that would probably only happen if the market crashed. And if the market crashed, it didn't matter what you're holding, you're in trouble. All right. So in this case, I think that it's a great addition to the weekly strategy to boost our income a little bit. And it might be a little bit safer than doing the smaller stocks, right? It might be a little bit safer than doing the smaller stocks. So I like this direction. And I'm going to start looking at these, especially when I get my scanner built, which you guys have really influenced me to do that. Because the positive feedback, you know what? The more I hear from you guys, the more I want to do. So that's very helpful. Okay. Any other questions? This has been a great session. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot, and it helped me plan some of my next updates. But thank you so much. And let me know if you guys have any last-minute questions. Okay. Well, I want to thank you all for being valued members. You guys are just awesome. Thanks, Mark. I really appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. And good stuff, guys. Look for that scanner. Give me 30 days. If I don't get it in 30 days, someone scream at me. In a nice way, of course. All right. Well, that's going to be it for this week. But